Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Andy Cohen breaks his silence on Wendy and Eddie Osefo fraud charges. Andy Cohen is weighing in on all the drama surrounding Wendy and Eddie Osefo, calling the felony charges against them really sad. The Bravo TV host addressed the arrests of the Real Housewives of Potomac couple on the Monday episode of his Sirius FM show. Andy Cohen kicking things off, saying he was blindsided by the charges. Just like everyone else, Cohen also said he was really sad about the situation and said he's still a big Wendy fan. He went on to say Wendy has been a great housewife and a great role model. Andy wrapped it saying Wendy and Eddie are in his thoughts, and he hopes the case against them is just one big nothing burger. As we reported, Wendy and Eddie were booked Thursday night by police in Maryland for allegedly reporting a bogus burglary at their home. The pair allegedly told police designer bags and jewelry were swiped by thieves, but cops say their story was all BS, because Wendy posted Instagram photos of herself wearing some of the purportedly stolen items, including her diamond ring. Prosecutors charged Wendy with 16 offenses, including 7 felonies. Eddie was slapped with 18 charges, 9 of which are felonies. Wendy has been on Real Housewives of Potomac since season 5. Before reaching stardom, she was a college professor of education and taught at Johns Hopkins University, but resigned in 2024. Eddie is an attorney who founded a cannabis brand in 2022. Andy Cohen is no stranger to chaos. As a ringmaster of Bravo's ever-expanding reality circus, he's seen housewives flip tables, storm reunions, launch wine glasses, and vow vengeance over mismatched charcuterie boards. But even he wasn't prepared for the news that sent shockwaves through the Bravoverse this week. Real Housewives of Potomac stars Wendy and Eddie Osefo are reportedly facing allegations tied to potential fraud-related business dealings. For days, fans waited in silence, refreshing social media like Olympic athletes in thumb gymnastics, wondering when the king of Bravo himself would weigh in. Would Andy ignore it? Would he shade it? Or better yet, would he muster his reunion host voice and deliver a verbal subpoena on national television? Well, Andy has spoken, and in classic Cohen fashion, he didn't just comment. He strategically detonated. "I wasn't born yesterday, but I was born for this drama," appearing live on Radio Andy. Cohen addressed the swirling allegations with that trademark mix of diplomacy and delightful snark. "I've hosted 13 years worth of reunions," he began. "I've heard every excuse under the sun: fake bankruptcy, fake friendships, fake amnesia. But alleged fraud charges? Now we're stepping into crossover territory between Bravo and Law & Order." He paused, allowing listeners to imagine Olivia Benson interrogating a Real Housewife in a confessional chair. "Let me be clear," Andy continued. "We do not convict in the court of public opinion. But I do reserve the right to question aggressively while holding no cards and glitter pen ink. Reunion thunder incoming." Fans immediately clipped the audio across every Housewives meme page from Instagram to TikTok. The theories began. He's prepping to grill them during the season 9 reunion. Bravo cameras are already rolling. They probably pulled a federal indictment B-roll montage. "I need Giselle's commentary immediately." Cohen didn't confirm whether the topic would be addressed on air, but he didn't deny it either. "You know how this works," he teased. "If it's in the press, it's in the seating chart. I've got my blue cards ready." Translation: Eddie and Wendy might as well start drafting their opening statements now. Housewives history repeating itself. Let's not pretend the Real Housewives universe is unfamiliar with legal drama. As Andy himself referenced, Teresa Giudice went from flipping tables to flipping through prison commissary. Manuzand returned stronger than ever. Jen Shah filmed snow sprinter footage while allegedly evading Homeland Security. Erica Jane learned the hard way that diamonds may be borrowed by the government. But Wendy Osefo, the political commentator, professor, and 4-degree flex queen, was supposed to be the credible one, the housewife who corrected everyone's grammar during shade battles. That's what makes it so shocking and why Andy's reaction carries extra gravity. "We cast housewives," he said, "not house felons. But hey, sometimes the storyline writes itself." Will Wendy come with receipts or a statement from her lawyer? Sources close to production say Wendy is furious at the narrative and preparing a very carefully worded response, not filmed in her glam room, but likely from a well-lit legal office. Andy offered advice on air. "If this comes up at reunion, and let's be honest, it will, you better bring documentation. And not in a plastic binder. I'm talking laminated, tabbed, color-coded. Teresa Giudice walks so y'all could spreadsheet," he added, with expert-level shade, "and leave Eddie at home unless he's ready to be cross-examined." Bravo fans already casting the courtroom special on fan mock pitch an upcoming spin-off in the comments section. The Real Indictments of Potomac, hosted by Judge Judy and Andy Cohen. Another wrote, "Wendy better start screaming at object before Giselle beats her to it." Candy Ace Dillard, never one to stay silent when chaos unfolds, simply tweeted, "Cue the violin," to which Andy reportedly replied with a single gif of popcorn. Andy's final word? "This is not over." Before ending the segment, Cohen gave one last statement, calm, measured, and ominously promising, "At Bravo, we love a comeback story. But first, we need the truth." And that's the thing about Andy Cohen, he's not just a host. He's the unofficial Chief Justice of Housewives. Law and court is now in session. The only question is, will Wendy and Eddie walk into that reunion holding hands? Or holding legal counsel? One thing's for sure, Andy's blue cards have never been sharper. Andy Cohen has seen it all: table flips in Jersey, wig snatches in Atlanta, and ice-cold champagne showers in Beverly Hills, but even he wasn't prepared for the headline that detonated across the Bravoverse this week. Are HOP's Wendy and Eddie Osefo reportedly facing fraud allegations? For days, fans waited in anticipation, refreshing Twitter like caffeinated investigators. Wouldn't he address it? Would he dodge? Would he book them for a watch what happens live grilling under the guise of just catching up? Well, Bravo lovers, he has spoken, and he didn't whisper. He delivered. "I'm not the FBI, but I do ask tough questions," and he broke his silence during a segment on Radio Andy, responding to a fan who called in, voice trembling with equal parts gossip-fueled adrenaline and moral concern. "So, Andy," the caller asked, "are the Osefos still invited to the reunion? Or do we need to host this year's taping at a federal courthouse?" Cohen cleared his throat, clearly amused. "Look," he began, choosing his words with the delicacy of someone threading a diamond needle through Teresa Giudice's hair extensions, "I'm not here to play prosecutor, but I am here to host reunions. And if something is out there publicly, believe me, we're addressing it." Translation: blue cards are being printed, receipts will be demanded, tears will be dabbed, not wiped. The Bravo Legal Hall of Fame and its newest nominee? Let's be honest, at this point, Bravo could host its own true crime convention. Teresa Giudice served time and came back with a yoga mat and vengeance. Erica Jane allegedly spent $40,000 a month on glam while the legal world closed in. Jen Shah literally arrested on camera mid-cast trip, and now, the Osefos might be next on the Bravo bingo card of indictments. Andy didn't compare Wendy to her infamous predecessors directly, but he didn't exactly avoid the parallel. "I've seen housewives navigate legal trouble gracefully," he said. "I've also seen them try to deflect while blaming the weather, their glam team, or Mercury retrograde. I'm curious which route Wendy's taking. Wendy's for degrees versus federal degrees. The irony is too rich to ignore. Wendy Osefo, proud holder of 4 academic degrees and self-titled on-display scholar, has built her personality on credibility, discipline, and intellectual superiority. Viewers still remember her lecturing Mia about business ethics, like she was moderating a Harvard debate, not a seafood restaurant argument. So if these fraud allegations stick, the internet will combust." And he hinted at this dynamic with a twinkle in his voice. "Let's just say, if you've ever shaded someone for not having degrees, make sure yours don't come with court summons."